Small little sell-off there. BTC back at 59k after giving all the bulls a little bit of hope there in the last couple of hours. So it's been an okay run so far, but we saw some bangers on some of these altcoins yesterday that we were teeing up. But today,
hold on. Are we live?
Oh,
we're not live.
I thought we were live. Okay, BTC floating around 59k here, giving the bulls a little bit of hope here, and now they've reversed things a little bit. But we've got some of these bangers yesterday that took off that we were discussing. Then today, I'm doing an update on those tokens, but most importantly, we're covering a very special chart here that is starting to lose a massive weekly trend. That could mean we're going to get some more pumpage here in the markets in general, and I would assume Bitcoin and these altcoins. So guys, lots to talk about here. I've also got Tron. We're talking these Tron meme coins that are coming out now. Tron is absolutely melting faces, so something's going to be happening in that ecosystem. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, hit that bell. And I'm here daily, Monday to Friday, Banter Plus. This is where you're going to find me. And obviously this man as well. And look, his bull goggles, they seem to be permanently on these days. He's wearing his bull hat as well. And I see 𝗟𝗔𝗣𝗘𝗥 says, laugh out loud, this pump was over leveraged. Look, I think this is the game plan. I think this is, they were just flushing a couple of late longers out there. So naturally, Banter Bubbles, what are they giving us? Look at this, Brett, 18%. Who caught that little up but less thing? We spoke about this one yesterday. Then we've got Whiff doing 10.75% for us as well. Floki, 9%. So the meme coins running the show. Now, AVAX has also woken up. Now, after we had the massive sell pressure here, we had that $200 million token unlock. I see there's a little bit of bullish news on AVAX. So I've got a chart ready for you guys, maybe a little setup coming there for you at the moment. So let's take a look. Where is BTC? What are they doing to us today? Now, I'm going to tell you guys. Well, I've actually just opened a long here with Ray, and it's not the best. It's not the best landing place for BTC right now. But we're going to take you through that long. It's on Prime XBT, and you guys, you know, Ray likes his 3-minute candles, and we were in an interesting zone there. So we've had a temporary long. But if I have to look at this incredibly objectively, what I can give you guys at the moment, you can see BTC is in a rising. Well, they're in a wedge here at the moment. You can see what's going on, and big resistance here. You would have noticed little rejection, 50-day moving average, no surprises there. A little pump into a 50-day MA often results in a little bit of an accident if you are a bull. So 61,400. This is your big resistance you are watching today. Nice little reversal off the zone. Then an area of interest for me that we could start getting a little bit more excited if we start reclaiming 59,400. That is potentially an area where we can add to these longs now that we've just had a little scalpy on. And then right now we're looking at this low, 58,680. So I'm watching that one closely. But now the big ones for me, and I've got two big ones here that I would like to see downside. 58,100 down to 57,500. For me, it's anywhere in this juicy little zone. You can see we've got our 618 here, Mr. Reliable 618. Looking at that one, that's 58,100. Then a little dip, even a wick into this 57.5 region. You can see I've got my anchored VWAP there teed up. I've got a 382 pull for you as well. I've also got a trend line. So that is a big level for me. If they want to bleed us down, I think we get quite a vicious bounce off this type of level here. So watching this region very closely here, 57.500, that will be a lovely little long zone here if we get that little push into that guy. But that's all I'm interested in right now. For the next 24 hours, that is what I'm watching. I suspect we'll play around in this region now. And, you know, the eyes are on these altcoins now. We got to see how dominance is going to be holding. We've got to see how these alts are going to start performing. Now, let's get into this. The most important tweet of the day. And I go on and on about this nonstop. And hopefully you guys are starting to get the message. What happens when the market turns slightly bullish and the sniff of a little bull sniff here on BTC? What happens? The meme coins start pumping. Ray, are you trading memes yet, bro?
I have to. Looks like
it's a hard no. It's a hard no. We can't let this man on if he's not trading meme coins. So I grabbed Brett. I grabbed Peppy. I grabbed Floki. I was a bit late on this Popcat. But nice little recovery bounce. And now we're going to take you through some of these tokens. We're going to show you if the market's going to stay bullish. I'm going to show you exactly where you can get some buys in now on some of these. And we're going to talk about Brett in depth because there was an upbid listing and it had a massive rejection as well. So just stick around. If you want some more of this action, stick around. We're going to cover that. And then we're going to go into this in depth, but I just wanted to remind you guys, this guy 𝗫𝗫𝗑, I don't know who 𝗫𝗫𝗑 is, but he says, it's Tron, sir. It's Tron season, baby. And look at this, number one in revenue, Tron, $1.5 million. They've taken over Pump.Fun with regards to revenue in the last 24 hours. So things are happening here with Tron. We can't ignore it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Tron chart. Maybe we need to be trading this thing a little bit more actively. Maybe we need to be looking at things in the ecosystem as well. So stick around. We're going to deal with that stuff. And this, I just found this hilarious. It looks like an old school photo here. But Donald says he'd like to offer Elon Musk a cabinet advisory role if elected president. I don't know. Maybe Dogecoin might pump and things like that. I wonder what will happen if Elon gets a piece of the cabinet there. Okay, Quinton just giving us a little bit of bull source here, just reminding you guys the German selling is done. We know. Okay, GBTC, that's Grayscale. They sold nothing yesterday. Yes, we know, and we covered this yesterday. There were a ton of signals yesterday why things were looking like we could get a little bit pumpy. He's saying global liquidity is about to explode. We know about that. FDA creditors 16 billion in cash coming out soon. So there's lots going on here at the moment. And he says the boring summer is nearly over. Now, you guys might have noticed we've had chop for months. These altcoins have been in a downtrend since March. It's time. We are over this, okay? It's time that we start getting our move. And he's just reminding you the bull run is about to start. Now, Marty Party just dropping this little hint here, global liquidity up to $80.8 trillion. Okay, this thing keeps climbing. Now remember, if this thing keeps climbing, it means things like stocks are going to do nicely, things like crypto should follow as well, lots of other things, as long as there's liquidity. But the big chart, and this is the one I'm talking about earlier today, this is the one on my tile that is looking hot for us, and this is something as simple as the Dixie. Okay, this is the Dixie chart. This basically shows us dollar strength, and you can see what's going on. This is the Dixie on the weekly. We have lost a major weekly trend. Okay, so this is a great start for Dixie traders. Naturally, the horizontal boys are going to come out and say, okay, cool, but we got a big horizontal here looking for a bounce. But the important thing that we are picking up here on the Dixie is we've lost this rising trend. So this is a great start for me. If we do get a little push down here, we could easily get something like that. And then I would like to see this Dixie train push down. Now, what does that mean? Well, the Dixie showing weakness means the dollar is showing a little bit of weakness. And typically when this happens, funds or cash tends to flow into relative or into other markets like the S&P, like into crypto and stock markets, basically all over the place. So this is definitely a bullish sign for us and a great start. And then I don't know, he calls himself BTC Fiend, but his name is Dixie. He says Dixie breaking down, global M2, global money supply is breaking up. Now look at this beautiful chart. Now if that doesn't make you bullish, I don't know what else I need to give you. Must I give you some more meme coins? If this doesn't make you bullish, then Rickus dropped this banger today, and he's basically shown you guys what happens when the Dixie breaks down. Now look at this. He's shown a chart here from 2017 when the Dixie broke down. Look what happened to BTC here. A little bit of pumpage there on BTC. Then we actually had another situation here where the Dixie started breaking down in the center of the chart. He hasn't highlighted this, and you can see we had some pumpage over there, and now Dixie breaking down one more time. We've got a hit rate. Okay, we got 2 out of 2. Okay, is this now third time lucky? Is this thing going to start flying again for us? Time will tell. But right now, like I said yesterday, I gave you 9 or 10 signs yesterday. We spoke about this in depth. I didn't even do news yesterday. I gave you 9 or 10 points as to why things were lining up for a potentially bullish couple of months here for us. Here's another one just for you guys. This Dixie is another banger here that could be just playing into our hands here for a nice little move. I see Dominique de Graaf says still Bitcoin just destroyed all gains it made earlier today within 30 minutes. Bro, welcome to crypto, okay? If you like slower moving things, trade some gold, trade some oil, trade the S&P. If you like action, welcome to crypto. You know, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. And again, a reminder to everybody, especially those who got into those meme coins, make sure you're taking profits. If you get a 30% pump on Brett, what are you doing? Trying to hold this thing, sell this thing. You get another opportunity at another point. There's always another trade in crypto. It's a 24/7 market. There's always action here for you guys. Now, S&P, no big changes here. S&P on the daily, and you can see we are pressing our all-time high, so that is looking good for us. Little rejection here at the moment. Eyes on this. Okay, this is naturally, most likely why we've seen BTC falling over a little bit today. So a little red S&P, but again, nothing to worry about. If this thing starts pushing lower, you can see the clear levels here. We've got 5,450. This type of region here, still good support here. Most likely a potential long there if they come and close this little gap here for us. So I'll be watching this closely. 5,450, that type of region looks okay to me. So nothing to worry about. We are on track on the S&P. No changes there. And Julio Moreno says everyone is talking about global M2 market breaking out. Yes, we've just covered that. He says he's looking at the total stablecoin market capitalization. Okay, fresh record high above 165 billion. Okay, this implies higher liquidity in the crypto markets as well. Okay, so things are really teeing up for us here. And Ray, just give me an update here on our long position. What are we doing here? So I'm holding this at the moment. You can see I don't have any stoppage in place. So you're going to have to keep me posted as to what is going on here.
We're almost at the stop.
We're almost at
the stop. Unless you want to add a 57,500.
Okay, keep me posted here because I can see. You can see, guys, if we zoom in now. If we zoom in on BTC, okay, you can see we got a little horizontal here for us, so we can watch this zone closely. Again, just zoom in on these type of trades. You can see there's short-term interim support in this region. Let's see if this region holds. If this region doesn't hold, we've got our bigger level low down that I've highlighted here at the start of the show. This is where the action is for me. 58.1 down to 57.5. That's the action zone. Okay, watch out altcoins. Okay, if we get this pullback on BTC, we're going to get nice altcoin pullbacks here that we can hopefully start loading up on. So we're going to take a look at some of these now as we tick over. Okay, dominance, another one you want to be watching. And we saw dominance turned green earlier today on the weekly. This is the weekly chart I'm watching. And now it is flipping red again. Okay, so that's actually all right for altcoins. That tells us on this current BTC pullback, we are actually getting a little bit of support on some of these altcoins. So let's keep our eyes on this dominance here. You can see this thing is turning red, and not a bad look for us in the meantime. Okay, in the meantime, it's okay. Let's look at some ETH bonus. Is anybody tired of hearing about Ethereum? I think I'm pretty tired about talking about this ETH, but I don't want to sleep on ETH. Okay, so Leon Weidman says prices are down, but for the first time ever, the ETH balance on exchanges has dropped below 10%. Okay, that's significant. Okay, that means people are staking it, people are holding it in wallets off-site, and all these types of things. Generally, when you have tons of ETH on an exchange, it means they want liquidity, they want to be able to sell these things and stuff like that. And right now, 10%. Okay, it's below 10% on exchanges. That has to be bullish for Ethereum. It has to be. I can't see it any other way. So for me, ETH play, no changes since yesterday, no changes since the day before, no changes since we had that dump. Okay, since we had that sell-off, I've said to you guys, this is where it is for me. Buys in this region here, 2,500 to 2,300. I've got limit orders here, looking to pick up some ETH in the zone. If it does play out nicely, we're going to get a nice push into the zone, 618, nice bullish pop, and then we're sending ETH. Okay, we are sending it. And maybe not Valhalla, but we are sending this thing. We're going to go for it. Jägermeister says he's got his altcoin list for buy-ins ready for drawdown. Okay, guys, now I've been giving you, hopefully, some of you guys have been taking advantage of this. I've been giving you for the last 7 or 10 days key levels on tons of these altcoins that I've been looking at. 382s, 618s. I've been saying these are your DCA zones. So if you've been buying, you're buying on these red days, you're buying on these key levels. Naturally, the market can go lower. Of course it can. But what if one of these areas is the actual bottom of this market and all these bull factors that we've been talking about for the last 5 days start tying in with one another and the market starts ripping? So that's why DCA probably your safest bet. If you're always going to wait for lower, sometimes you're going to get left behind. So for me, double bottoms, we're looking at the 618s, like I've just shown you on ETH, for example. That's at 2,300, and we're looking at those two 382s as well. These are all your types of buy zones here, especially for the spot guys, for the portfolio guys, and those type of things. And I'm actually busy building the Lord of Entries portfolio. Okay, I'm busy building it for you guys, and we're actually going to put it up against some of the other guys in Sniper Club as well. We're going to have a little competition there in the next week or so. We're going to unload our portfolios. Yeah, let's go. And we're going to track these portfolios, and then hopefully with you guys, you know, we're going to open it up to you guys as well, and we can add some, we can take some out, and do all those types of things. So I think it's time. You know, this market is so low here. Yes, it can go lower, but now's the time. Let's build a portfolio, and let's put a banger portfolio together here for the next run. And whenever that might be, if it's in the next couple of months, well, then we are teed up and we are ready to go. If we're going to get more downside, well, then we're going to add. Okay, we're going to get even better entries. So that is the game plan there. And talking about spot stuff, if you guys don't know, well, number one, if you guys are storing your tokens on exchanges, you understand the risks with that. If you are storing it on things like MetaMask and stuff, you understand the risks with that as well. So what you can do here is you can grab a ledger. They have now partnered with Banter, and they're doing a special deal for all of the viewers. And you can click on the link in the show description here and grab yourself a ledger. This Ledger Flex, for example, there's obviously tons of examples here, but this Ledger Flex is their latest one. It's got a touch screen, 5,000 coins supported. They got Bluetooth. It's customizable, the whole story. All you need to do, jump into the link on the show description there. Take a look. If you want a place to store your spot bags and those type of things, you want a safe place, that's probably where you want to be. So take a look. There'll be a link here for the ledger in the show description. It should be there. If it's not, we'll make sure it is there for you guys. So just grab that link in the show description, and off you go. Okay, before we get into the drama with Solana, let's see where everyone is. Where's everyone? Okay, where's the people in the chats here? Guys, who caught some of these meme coins? I know we didn't quite hit our zones there yesterday, but nice little moves. And I'm going to show you a little strategy here. If these tokens start kicking off before you've hit your zone, I'm going to show you a little strategy that you can do. Because at the end of the day, sometimes in a bull market or when things are flying, you actually need to trade momentum. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple of moves there. And,
how about a strategy momentum on smashing the likes? Is there one for those? Because we need to double these likes, please.
Come on. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Look at him. He's serious, man. He's very serious. Okay, where's my people? What's going on? Zen says, like the show or I will yell. Okay, you know, that's a threat. I like that threat. It's nice. It's good. Elma says Theta going to the moon. I think that's a banger buy. That's a great portfolio token that you want to hold. What else? Juan says Tron. Guys, we're talking Tron. Don't worry. Ondo, that's a banger. That's in my portfolio. And we're going to be adding, I'm going to give you the guys the full list. You're going to get the full list, yeah? And, you know, we can debate it together. You can tell me I'm mad with some of these that I'm buying. And you can join me on some of them as well. DJ says, hello, Dylan's tribe. Yes. And Sab says, fucking memes, love-hate relationship. Guys, you know what? This is in 21, it was about NFTs and all these types of things. We can't hide from the fact that these memes print. When the market turns bullish, these memes print. So when you've had a nice meltdown, the first thing you want to do, as much as you don't like it, is open things like Brett, Peppy, Popcat, Bonk, Whiff, all of these things. And, you know, I'll keep you guys covered. Whenever there's meltdowns, I'll make sure you guys are covered on some of these meme coins. We want to make nice, quick recovery trades for you guys. Okay, BSCN News. They say the US SEC held Solana ETF approval process amid security concerns. Okay, this explains a lot. Okay, this does explain why Sol is so shit at the moment, and it's basically been trading like a stable coin. I mean, we peaked after that dump on the 8th of August, but since then it's been absolute chop here on Solana. And you know, again, it's anybody's guess right now. Is Sol going to come down? Is Sol going to go up? When you get this type of chop, it starts becoming a bit of a lottery here while we wait for a little bit of action. So for me, you can see if we zoom in here on Sol, you can see we are pinging this anchored VWAP. So I've had a little scalpy here on Sol on ZoomX. You can see bang off this anchored VWAP. You can see this little blue line here of mine. And in fact, I'll make this darker for you guys. And that is now an area of interest. So I've taken a little scalp here, having a little go. Okay, this is not, this is not a big size. This is just a little scalp here in case that was the BTC bounce that we were looking at, in case that was the move. And then maybe some of these altcoins are going to hold for us. So Sol for me, I've taken a long off this region. My stop, let me show you exactly where that is. And that is sitting at 140.17. Okay, my stop is 140.17. It's a small position, and you can see here on ZoomX, I'm still in that spell. I'm busy round tripping that spell log that we took off Easy Algo yesterday. So hopefully some of you guys took profits. I think it did about 4 or 5% at one point. And I was sleeping when the action was happening, and here we are. So a little bit of a round trip on spell, but that thing is still green, and things are okay at the moment. So if you want to have a little scalpy on Solana, it's literally a trade here off this anchored VWAP. Let's see if it plays out. There is a slight argument here that we do have an inverse head and shoulders potentially here on Sol. You can see that type of situation as well. So looking out for that there on Sol. If things do fall over, let's say in the next, 24 hours before you guys see me again, if things start falling over for Sol, big level for me, 130. Okay, this is your next big zone. This is your DCA buy zone. That's your area where you are hunting. Okay, if you get that bleed out, make sure you are ready. Make sure your alarms are on for Sol 130. That's a hot zone there for me. Okay, let's get into AVAX. Okay, so there's things happening here with AVAX. Okay, we know that they're getting involved in the gaming side of things. And in spite of this $200 million token unlock yesterday, we can see AVAX actually held relatively well. Okay, and I've banged out this AVAX chart for you guys. And Safa says, what are the VWAP settings? Guys, yeah, I can show you them just now. Also, we use them in Sniper Club a lot as well. If you want some more action, jump into Sniper Club, and there it is. It says Sniper Club, link in the description. Okay, there it is. Okay, AVAX. Why is this looking interesting to me now? This is AVAX on the 4 hour, and you can see what is going on. We've got a little rising trend here in place, so that is looking sexy for me. As long as we are climbing this little rising trend, we can remain a little bit bullish here on AVAX. What else do we have? We've got this horizontal in the way that we are trying to break through at the moment. Okay, so we've got our first little rejection here. But for me, if you want to play AVAX at the moment, you can look for any pullbacks here down to 21.24. Okay, that's an interesting zone for me, 21.24. So let's see if BTC gives us that little sweat out we wanted into those lows. We're looking for a buy here, 21.24, now 21.26. Nice little region over there. And I'm going to give you one more buy zone just in case they do bleed you out a little bit more here on AVAX. Let's just pull this up. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight your fibs from the low of a move to the high. So you can see I've taken the lows from the dip on the 16th. And that was Friday, the 16th of August, moved it to the high. You can see my 382. Doesn't that tie in so nicely with a trend break and a trend retest? Okay, so that is why that area looks interesting to me there on AVAX. So 21.24, watch that region. And then let's bang out our 618. That is most likely our next bounce zone. If things are going to remain bullish, you highlight your 618. And for me, that is 20.68. Okay, so both of these zones now, if AVAX is going to remain bullish, if BTC is going to bounce and hold those areas that I've just shown you on the 4 hour chart, this is where we're looking for these buys on AVAX. This could open up the next move for us on AVAX. And I'm going to give you these targets. They are 23.3. Let's highlight this here. Okay, so we get some buys in. We get some buys in on the 382. We get some buys in on the 618. Okay, you highlighting your target is 23.3. Your next target is going to be 25. And then your total upside target is going to be 26.9. Okay, baby steps here. Let's first get to this region here, 23.3. Let's see if we can get that. Stop loss, I would suggest, if you get that nice little pullback, stop loss options. Candle close under 20.25. Okay, candle close under 20.25, or alternatively, candle close under 19.28. Okay, so if this thing remains bullish, it holds these levels. If it doesn't remain bullish, it loses this trend, it starts falling over, and then you got to decide, do you really want to be sitting in this thing if it's potentially going to be pushing a little bit lower? So for me, let's keep this thing, let's track this trend up, let's watch this bullish trend, watch these buy areas, 21.24, 20.68, look for those little dips there, and then maybe a nice little trade for us on AVAX. Now, naturally, if AVAX starts ripping, we know the rest of the market is going to start ripping as well. So you can look for some of your tokens as well that have now broken out from some of these lows on Friday the 16th. and you can look for some potential pullback areas there of interest. Okay, here is my current situation in 𝗬𝗥. Okay, so I've taken a long here on 𝗬𝗢𝗑. I'm going to explain this to you in a second. I'm going to tell you my thinking behind it, and I'm still in this phantom long that I've been in for probably a week or two. And this thing is dancing around, so we're going to look at this phantom chart at the moment, and I've just cut half the position via stop loss. So I had a strategic stop loss in place to trim half the position if it started losing a level. So right now this phantom position is now cut in half, and you can see I've started an AVAX position, and I'm going to show you my thoughts behind it and why it's interesting and why I think it's worth a bit of a look. Okay, so here is 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗑, and here is 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗑, and this is play number one. Okay, so 𝗬𝗢𝗣's been in a very tight range, as you can see, and this is now since since the dump, it's moved into the super tight range. So you can see range high here is 22.5. Range low here for us is around about this 20.1 region, 20, that sort of level. So you can see tight little range. And today, when things were turning a little bit bullish, 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗑 came and popped its head out. Okay, so this is now an important test for us. This is the region now we're looking for some bullish buys in the zone. If the bulls are going to step in, they need to step in pretty soon in this region. Now I'm going to show you how you can plan this thing. So right now you can see bigger picture. We know we've had our break of horizontal. Now it's up to the bulls. Okay, now the bulls have done work. Step number one. Okay, now there's been a sell-off. Now they need to step in and they need to send this thing. So targets for me on 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗑, if they are going to jump in here, 25.3. That is target number one. You can see it makes sense. The 50-day moving average. And then a little bit higher, look at this banger little region for us. Look at these horizontals. Look at the 200-day moving average. So target for us there, 28.9. Okay, so two big targets here for 𝗬𝗢𝗑. So there's potentially a nice little move here of about 29%. Okay, market needs to be bullish. Okay, we need Bitcoin to bounce nicely off these levels. If Bitcoin's going to bleed out, all bets are off on any longs, on any altcoins. So right now, 29% upside move here. First target here for me, 12% at the 50-day moving average. And how do you go about this? So on the bigger picture stuff, if you're trading spot and things like that, you can zoom out and you can look at this accordingly. You can see we've got a nice rising trend here, and you want to track this trend. So if we do get a bigger pullback now, and now I'm talking to spot traders, okay? We're going to talk to the leverage guys just now. If you do get a bigger pullback, you've got your trend. You're going to watch that trend, and you're going to look for this move to start playing up for you. If we start losing that trend, there's a chance that things are turning bearish, and we are sending that one a little bit lower. So what levels can you watch as a spot trader right now? Level number one, 21.6. Level number two, 20.2. Okay, so you can watch those two levels as a spot trader. If you start losing these areas here, most likely they're coming to test lower levels. Most likely they're sending us down, and they're going to grab some of that liquidity there. They're going to take out a lot of these wicks on some of these altcoins. So looking out for that there on 𝗬𝗢𝗑. So spot traders, you know what to do. You've got your rising trend. You lose the rising trend, you're potentially turning a little bit more bearish, and your last bounce is going to be 20.2. You're looking for that bounce. If that doesn't bounce nicely there, then possibly more downside there for you guys. Now, leverage degens, okay? This is how you do it. And, you got to break it down. So first thing you do, you zoom out bigger picture. You say, what is happening on the bigger picture? Now, so number one, we can see 𝗬𝗢𝗑 is trying to break quite a big horizontal. Okay, so it's trying to break through a massive level. If we can successfully break that level, it often turns into bullish support for us. That tees us up for our next push, for our next move higher up. So you can see what is going on here. I dropped this in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Club earlier today, and I gave some levels of interest for me. So this was, let's actually rewind this thing a little bit here. We were about here. Okay, so I dropped this in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Club earlier today, and you can see what I did. I pulled my 236 fib, okay, to the highs, and I gave two areas. I said, 𝗬𝗢𝗑 is blowing through horizontals. This is interesting to me. If this thing's going to remain bullish, I'm looking for a retest on either the 236 fib level, which is a super bullish fib, or alternatively, the 382 fib, which is a 22.13. There's a rising trend here in play, and that is why it's interesting to me. If we can hold the rising trend, then for me, it's game on. And that potentially gives us our ticket into the next zone. And you can see what happened here. Perfect little bounce off that 236 fib. And that gives you your initial little buy zone. That gives you your initial little entry on these altcoins. Now, it doesn't guarantee, you know, that it goes to Valhalla off these levels, but these are the areas. If you're looking for buys and you're feeling bullish on an alt and you don't know where to buy and you don't know what to do and you're trying to trade leverage and you want to manage your risk, okay, wait for these pullbacks onto good areas. So yeah, you've already managed your risk by waiting for this pullback onto the 236 fib, because you can see we're reacting off this level. Okay, so that is a good start for us. Then lower down, if we bleed lower down, you've got 22.1. That is your next potential region. If you start losing this zone, okay, that's not leverage country. Okay, if you're sitting in high leverage here and you're trying to be long and your entry is 22.5 and you've lost this trend, you stand the risk of this thing bleeding down all the way here and putting you under serious pressure on your leverage trade. So remember, guys, small positions, big moves. Once these things take off, you can always add to these positions and grow the size. But right now, this is a typical strategy. And the reason behind that strategy is I often explain to you guys, if we zoom out and we look at this picture here, we can say, we can look for a 15-minute trend break, or we can look for a 15-minute setup that potentially gives us our ticket into the next zone. Okay, so instead of now sitting back and saying we're waiting for a pullback down to the absolute lows here, okay, so instead of saying we're waiting for this play here, you might get a situation where there's a little bull flag in this area if the market stays bullish, and then pop, and then you get that little move into the next zone. So leverage traders and scalpers, that is what you're looking for. You're looking for these small time frame setups at resistance zones, for these little pops into these areas, and you do it so simply here. You watch that trend, you lose that trend, things turn bearish, okay? Then you bail and you wait for the next one. And that is why, guys, just always make sure you have multiple strategies in play. Leverage trading cannot be your only strategy for crypto, okay? You need spot, you need portfolio, you need margin, you need other types of things that you need to be playing in. And leverage trading, again, small positions, yeah, the upside is great when it's cooking. When it's falling over, not as exciting. So just manage your risk appropriately here and try and build a strategy. So you can see my strategy here. If we hold this trend, we are good and we are bullish. If we lose the trend, we're back looking at these levels here. And then for me, I'm looking at entries again at 20.28. So simple little game plan there. And here is Phantom. And you can see Phantom here on the daily. And what do we have? What's bullish here? We've got a nice little trend break. That's great. And we still haven't come back and hit our bullish portfolio buy zones. Okay, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for these dips into these 382s and 618. So right now, you can see I've got Phantom on a daily in a rising channel, but you can see there's channel pressure. I'm going to show you the 15-minute chart shortly. If we lose this channel, okay, we're moving into our portfolio buy zone. We're moving into our spot buy area for Phantom, and that's anything from 35 to 315. Anywhere in that zone is a bullish buy zone here for Phantom. Not Jake says, why are so bearish on the likes, guys? Come on. If you like the content, hit the like. It's as simple as that. And if you love the content, hit the bell so you get the notifications when we are trading these shit coins. Okay. So Phantom, you got your bull plan here. Phantom on the daily. I think there's enough bull source around for Phantom. Fundamentally, I think there's good stuff floating around with this thing, and this is one of the tokens in my portfolio. Okay, and I think more buys for us, 35 to 315. That is great. If this thing carries on ripping, well, this is what you can do. Okay, you can look at. Hello, sir.
Bitcoin acting shitty. That's all. Bitcoin just being weird.
Is it going to rinse me? Okay, we're watching. Keep me posted, sir. Okay, let's go. Phantom. Okay, so this is what I've been tracking now for the last week, and you guys know I've been sitting on this WEX trade on Phantom for quite a while, and it hasn't been doing much. Okay, so we had a nice move, but now we've been stuck in this tight little range here on the 1 hour. So option one here, we're getting some kind of bullish pop on Phantom, which is what I'm watching for. Option two, you can see this rising trend. We start losing this trend, and then things start turning potentially bearish. So leverage traders, okay, right here is a horizontal level that you can play with. Right now, you can see I'm sitting in Phantom. Okay, so right now, I would say I'm watching this. Okay, look at this thick horizontal. There's a nice little range here for you guys, so you can play in the zone. If we start losing this, Okay, you can see we've lost this trend. If we hold this thing, we should just grind up. Okay, then we can look for that rejection again later. Alternatively, if we start dipping below this level, we're most likely heading to our first buy zone. Now, that's our first portfolio type buy zone that we're looking at. And that is where your first area is, where you're going to be looking for your next leverage long here on Phantom. So if we lose this current level, okay, I'm cutting, I'm out. And we wait for a move lower down, 0.35. You're going to look for some kind of reaction in that area. Most likely, they'll come and chase this wick over here. You can see what's going on. We've also got some horizontals in play here for us. So all over a nice little zone, okay, 357. So that is my next region that I'm looking for along there on Phantom. If they do continue the pain, okay, you know the drill. We're going to start hunting at the 618 zone as well, just like we were hunting on these meme coins the other day. And again, nice little confluence in this region. You can see we've got horizontals. There's lots of time there. And that is where we're going to hunt for the next leverage setup. Okay, spot guys, you sorted. You know what to do. Okay, you've got your buy areas, leverage traders and degens. There's your plan, okay? There's your lower risk plan that you're going to be looking at. And that is that, okay? So this is applicable to Cisco Kid says 33K. Bro, are you sending us to zero here? Come on. Do you really want us to go to 33K? And just a reminder, guys, we'll be here every day, okay? Even if BTC is at 33K, I'll be here smiling, okay? We'll be playing the bullhorn. We'll be doing what we need to do. And we'll keep you guys sane in that journey. Okay, let's talk. Elmo, what's going on with Elmo here, Ray? What's going on here? Who's ready to talk about Tron? Who's ready to talk about Tron here? Let's see what else we got in the chats. Kevin says, don't be shy with a like button. What else we got? Alex says, Sui. He's looking for Sui. Now, guys, I've got two charts from you guys. You drop it at the end of my show every day. In the comments, write the charts you want me to look at. I will then prep them for you. Today, you guys wanted Brett. Yesterday, you asked for and Curve. Okay, so I've prepped Curve and Brett ready to go for you guys. Any other charts like Sui, whatever you want, anything, stuff I don't even look at, drop it in the chats, in the comments after the show. Then we'll pick two and we'll cover them. Every single day, I'll cover your charts. Okay, let's talk Tron. Okay, now we haven't dealt with this thing in a very long time. I touched on this one yesterday. It was looking bullish, and this thing is now ripped. Okay, so I think they've got our attention. Let's deal with this. Okay, so first things first, Cointelegraph, another 1 billion USDT minted on Tron DAO. Okay, so now they've added 33 billion USDT this year. Okay, so Tron network, you know the deal. If you're sending USDT around, you most likely sending it on Tron. Okay, they're making money out of that stuff as well. And then Ali Chart says Tether in general is like the Federal Reserve of crypto. We know that. Every time more USDT is minted, the market seems to climb higher. We know that. We just saw another $1 billion has been printed. What happens traditionally when that gets printed? Within, say, 24 hours, we get some kind of pumpage. And or maybe sometimes a little bit longer, but we do get some kind of pumpage. And you're asking what is going on with Tron here. Total value locked, according to Overdose. He's given us a chart. He says, this is insane. We are second to Ethereum at the moment. This is Tron on the right-hand side. Look at this. Ethereum is first, as you know. Tron is now second in TVL. Okay, this is insane what is going on here. And look at this chart. So we were looking at this chart yesterday. I was telling you guys there's about a 24% move potential or potentially brewing here on Tron. And phase one has now been completed. So phase one is breaking through a big resistance band, breaking through big weeklies to now break into our next zone. So you know, okay, you've got big support here at 0.138. Okay, you are covered now. That is a massive zone. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row of resistance. Okay, if you pop through, most likely when you come back to visit, there's going to be a reaction there. That is most likely going to be your big support that you're going to be watching. So Tron traders, 0.1396, call it 0.14. This is your support band. This is your buy zone. Okay. If the market is going to reverse now on us, you're most likely going to get a super bullish Tron entry. And don't forget how bullish this thing has been. Now, typically what happens when the market melts down, you start watching your coins that you used to, and you start panicking about other things, and you're not paying attention to bullish things like Tron that you haven't looked at in a while, myself included. Okay, so let's agree with one another here. We're going to get Tron on our watch list, and the next bullish buyback or the bullish pullback we have, we're going to get an opportunity to buy some Tron. Okay, so for me, anything down to the 0.14, looking for a bullish buy here. With all the stuff happening on Tron, can this thing break all-time highs soon? Yes. Can this thing go higher? Yes. Okay, we'll deal with it when we get there. But there's something happening on Tron at the moment which could add to the ecosystem, which could push this thing. And this is the memes. Okay, so if you guys haven't noticed, Goodco says, how is your Bitfunded going? I'm still waiting for my Bitfunded trade number 2. There it is. Okay, I'm still waiting in phase 2. I had my eyes on Popcat yesterday, and we didn't hit my zone. So unfortunately, we missed that one. But okay, let's get back into Tron memes. Here we go. He says he's got a strong feeling that the Tron meme eco is about to blow up. Now, what's happened to Sol? Sol, the reason Sol has done so well in the past is because of all the pump.fun, all the Sol memes, all these things happening in the ecosystem, propping it up completely. And now Justin Sun and the team there have launched basically the pump.fun of Tron. Okay, now 𝗛𝗬𝗣𝗘𝗥 here, if you want to follow this tweet, he's going to tell you exactly what to do. Okay, he's going to tell you how to get involved in some of these Tron meme coins. So follow 𝗛𝗬𝗣𝗘𝗥. His @ is at @𝗑𝗫𝗛𝗬𝗘, at @𝗑𝗫_𝗛𝗬𝗘. And he said, missed 10K a day with pump fun. It's too early to have FOMO. All is not lost yet. Okay, he's already made 30K apparently on this Tron pump. I'm going to show you this platform now. Take a look. Okay, what he's telling you here, he's telling you how to go about this whole situation. And here we go, Sun Pump. Okay, this is the name of it. So it's pump.fun for Tron. It's called Sun Pump. And they've highlighted some of their top memes. It's Sundog, 𝗪𝗪𝗪, Suncat. Okay, but what you can do is you can go into this thing. If you want to be an absolute degen, okay, if you missed out on Sol, okay, and you watched everyone else make money on pump.fun and you didn't know what was going on, you are early now. Okay, here is Sun Pump. Okay, you can have a go at this thing. All you need to do, you can see I've connected my wallet. You get a Tron Link wallet. Okay, that is, you can stick that in your browser. You send some funds to your Tron Link wallet, and you can get stuck into this pump fund. So as you connected your wallet, you send your USDT, you're going to convert it to Tron, and you're going to buy these absolute shit coins. If you think some of these other coins are shit coins, these are shit coins. And you can get involved in this whole situation here. So I have no doubt this thing will be doing, it will be doing something. They're going to be printing money, and just play safe, guys. Remember, these meme coins, a lot of them are rugs, okay? A lot of them go to zero. It's a dangerous, dangerous space, but the upside can be good on some of them. So look around if you want to have a game, if you want to have a go, take a look. Okay, there it is, Sun Pump. That is probably what's holding the whole Tron ecosystem up at the moment. Who knows where this thing takes us? Okay, let's cover updates from yesterday, and let's talk about some of these coins. So here is Popcat. And this was Popcat on the 4 hours. So if you were watching yesterday, you can see I highlighted on Popcat, Brett, Whiff, I think it was Bonk as well. We were looking for the 786 bounces. We were looking for these big high impact zones here where I was looking for a big bounce, and they started bleeding us, and BTC started front running a couple of levels there, and then everything absolutely ripped. Now, number one, the memes, really, they started melting faces. Let's just look at the size of this move out of Popcat. Look at this thing from the lows to the highs, a little 33%. Okay, so that's a nice little reaction there. Notable for me, Popcat, what did it reject off? It rejected off the daily trend. Okay, a massive daily downtrend here for us. If we just zoom out, okay, you can see we've got our daily downtrend here. It also rejected off the 100-day moving average. Okay, that is a nice little key rejection zone. It also rejected off some horizontals in play here. Look at this, big horizontals here. 0.5, that type of zone. And now, okay, we're busy with a little retest. Now, is this market going to remain bullish? Ray, are we getting our bounce here? I still don't have my stop in play here. Maybe we're going to get our bounce. Okay, so let's go back to Popcat. Keep us posted.
A little bit, yeah. Just a little bit.
What we're going to do, if you're looking for a scalpy on Popcat, okay, this has been a nice little pump, okay, nice little pullback here. And you can see this is Popcat on the 4 hour that we're watching. What you want to do is identify a couple of areas where this thing could bounce or react. Okay, now we know in the past, Popcat has reacted fairly well off a 618. And right now you can see we've got a nice little pullback from Popcat onto the descending trend. You can see our descending trend here. We are busy retesting this trend at the moment. Okay, so this could be an area of interest for you guys, 0.433. Okay, potential buy here. We need Bitcoin to bounce. Okay, we need Bitcoin to hold this area. Then, if things turn bullish, these alts are going to rip now off these retests. So, potential entry zone here for you on Popcat, 0.43. Okay, watch that zone closely. And then let's highlight a couple of next areas in case they want to rinse you even further. and send us to the depths of hell. So what you can do is then you can bang out your next fib, and that is going to be your 786. Bang. Okay, so that is nice. Okay, so we've got two hot zones here for Popcat. Okay, if we're going to hold this area, we naturally want to see it print a higher low. Okay, so here we go. Zone number 1, 0.433. Zone number 2, 0.41. Call it 0.415. Okay, these are the buy zones for Popcat. If the market's going to stay bullish, you're looking for entries here. Anywhere pullbacks into the zone, that bottom level should tie in with BTC sweating a little bit lower into a nice little bounce zone. So look out for that. Look out for that. Could be a bounce here. And we're going to play things pretty tight. Okay, remember, these meme coins are intense. These meme coins are hectic. They go up very quickly. They go down very quickly. If you're playing high leverage here, you are in danger. Okay, low leverage margin, I'm talking 3x type leverage maximum that you guys are playing around with. If this thing's going to bounce 433 or 415, one of those areas there for me, potential bounce zones here. Okay, so watch that one closely. Protect yourselves with a stop loss. Okay, watch this closely. If we start losing these lows, okay, you can see we got lows here. If we lose yesterday's lows, all bets are off. Okay, this thing is coming down, and then we are re-looking at our entries, and most likely it's going to hit that entry zone that I gave you guys yesterday. Okay, so playing safe here on Popcat. Watch those potential retest entry zones. Could be a little move coming for you. And then Floki, this was a nice little banger this morning as well. And I just want to highlight, you would have noticed a lot of these alts pumped, and BTC pushed into a big resistance band, wanted to hit 50-day MA and some horizontals, and you'll see, like for like, these altcoins do the same thing. Okay, when BTC generally hits a resistance band, you generally find these altcoins start banging into resistance areas as well. So Floki traders, number one, okay, portfolio buy ticked. Okay, look at that. We got our 618. Look at that perfect move off the 618. Little double bottom there, bang. Okay, nice little move on Floki. If this thing's going to remain bullish, you want to naturally hold the 618. So that is multiple zeros, 1115. Okay, that is your big support now that you're watching for Floki. Multiple zeros, 1115. That is what you want to see hold. Any pullbacks here now on BTC, you want that covered. And then naturally you can zoom in just like we've done with Popcat, and you can start looking for some bullish areas and bullish buy zones. Okay, number one, you can see we are retesting trend currently. Let's look for our confluence here. We just want to get some tie in here, and we don't have it just yet. Okay, we might have a 0.5 in this region. So yeah, notable 0.5. You can see we are testing that at the moment. But for me, if we have to look at potential bounce areas here, for me, I would say hunt the 618. That's an area of interest for me on Floki. So that is multiple zeros, 1195. Watch that. Multiple zeros, 1195. Let's see. I mean, it's pretty horrible what they've done here with some of these memes. Look for that. Okay, something along those lines. Relatively bullish there. A little dip into that zone. Alternatively, you just want this thing to hold those lows. Okay, play it safe, low leverage. Don't be crazy here. And if we're going to get a bullish bounce, these are most likely the areas that these things are going to bounce for you. Yes, sir.
You said low leverage. I got disappointed.
These meme coins, bro, you can't go high leverage. You can't go high leverage. Okay, Bonk, same story. Nice little bounce out of our box yesterday. You can see we've hit that TP zone currently. And again, Bonk, let's call support the lows from yesterday. Okay, so no changes to this guy. Multiple zeros, 1686. Okay, so if you're in Bonk, 1686, you start losing that. Then you start losing big levels, okay? Then things potentially going down, okay? So watch out there for Bonk, but at least we got a nice little bounce so far. So far, so good on that. And Peppy, same play, okay? So we are in our portfolio zone, okay? And this is part of my portfolio that I'm going to give you guys. It's Peppy and Phantom. I got some other bangers for you guys. And Peppy is still in our buy zone. This is our DCA zone. You can see we had a 618 bounce. Great. We are now pushing up, trying to hold the 382. But for me, anything in the zone for portfolio buyers, that is where you're buying. The next area is going to be a visit to those lows. Those are the areas. Those are the zones of interest for me. So Peppy 780 down to 705, all good. And then a double bottom potentially here at 0.6. Multiple zeros, 6 is what you're watching. And that is it. Okay, so then I've got a couple of other things for you. Let's talk Injective. And we have had a little trend break on Injective, and I have jumped into an Injective scalp, and it's as simple as this. It's a trend retest. Okay, that was interesting to me. It wasn't a big trend break. It wasn't great. Okay, but if you didn't get the buys off these nice little lows, remember, we like to get these buys of these great little lows here. These are the areas. These are the best areas for us to get our entries when there's bleed outs. And just remember what I like to look for. Market bleeding out, that's where I excel. Okay, that is where I hunt these entries. This is where I get these things. Then we start building our positions in these areas. Then the things pop. Then you get the trend break. Then you get these pullbacks and you start looking for entry number 2. It's your secondary entries. Okay, so remember, if you're coming here on these days when trends are already broken, it means you've missed entry 1. Okay, entry 1 is banked on a lot of these altcoins. Entry 2 is typically where some of the guys are taking profits already. Now we're behind a little bit and we're looking for our next bounces. So Injective here is the example. We've got our trend break. We've got our retest. It's interesting. Okay, it's interesting. And right now you can see support can be the low that we dipped to earlier today. So that is 17.97. 17.97 can be the low. So it's literally a trend break and a retest that we're playing with at the moment. If you lose this area, okay. Now I'm talking to leverage traders here. Okay, if you lose that area, your next feasible zone is another bounce at 17.4. Now remember, we've tapped this thing 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Are they coming again? Is this thing going to bounce again? Okay, we don't know for sure. Okay, but we have tapped it 4 times. So be prepared for lower levels here. And if we do punch down and we start hitting lower levels, you're going to wait for a reaction at the 16 region. Okay, so hopefully this will happen tomorrow or during the week. We might get an opportunity down here and we're going to look for structure here. We're going to look for the buyers in that region. We're going to look for the breakout and we're going to look to start pushing onto Injective. So key levels here, 17.5 and 16. Okay, if we don't hold this trend break and retest, those are the levels I'm interested in. 17.5, 16. Those are your zones. And here it is. This is my current situation here on Bybit. You can see I'm still short Rune, and that thing is just ticking over. Now, Rune, remember, Rune hit a big horizontal resistance band. So, we knew it was going to be a fight up there. And it's a nice little hedge play at the moment. And I'm still holding some peppy. I added to this thing multiple times while it was running earlier, and this thing I've now left, and I've set my stops. You can see it says 2 detailed. So I've set my stops to stagger out in case we do get some more weakness now. And you can see I'm in that Injective scalp there that I've just taken. And look where my stop loss is. It's under those lows. Okay, so it's as simple as that. I saw that trend retest, nice little candle bounce. I banged my stop under that low there, and pretty low risk scenario. If that gets stopped out, we sit back, we wait, we see what happens at the next 2 big levels that I've given you. Remember, one of these areas is probably going to be the one where you get a nice little bounce out of this thing. You can add and you can grow the position and really start pushing it. So keeping it pretty simple, keeping it safe. And don't forget, guys, there's a shopping list for you in the description. Now, ZoomX and WeX, those are no KYC exchanges. There's also tons of sign-up bonuses and things like that for you guys. So if you're looking for a new exchange, you want to try a new exchange, have a go. There's links for them in the description. You can also see MDX Algo that I use regularly is there. There's the Ledger link as well. WeX is there. Bybit, you've just seen Bybit. And, Bybit, you can win a Cybertruck if you're trading on Bybit. So, that is why I'm actively trading on Bybit here. And keep it going. You can win every time you're trading there's a raffle to win a ticket, basically, to have a chance at the Cybertruck. So take a look there, have a go. And then Bitfunded traders, I didn't get my entry yesterday, so I didn't take the trade. I'm still waiting. And Bitfunded, there is that link in the description for you again. And remember, if you're learning how to trade, you want to try something different, risk someone else's money. Okay, so send Bitfunded $49 or $99, easy game. Then they give you a demo account. You make 8% day one, you make 5% on the next, 8% in your first session, 5% in the next session. Then they give you an actual account with real money and you keep 80 to 90% of the profits. That is the idea behind it. And waiting for my trade for stage 2. The minute I take that entry, I'll let Sniper Club members know, and then we will carry on. Okay. That's it. Everything is done. Okay. Retest zones, you got upside regions. You can see I'm in a long on Injective, Sol, Bitcoin. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. Tight stops. We keep it safe. Okay. No major size here, guys. Play safe. Okay. Tomorrow, there's always another trade. There's always another opportunity. Take it easy out there. Whew. We'll see you guys later.